Drawing and painting. Drawing and painting. So what about drawing and painting in Photoshop? Paint symmetrical patterns. Paint symmetrical patterns. You have to choose symmetry options while painting and easily create intricate patterns with symmetry modes. And Photoshop lets you, by the way, paint symmetrically while using the paintbrush and mixer brush and pencil and eraser tools. And while using these tools, by the way, you should click the butterfly icon, this icon now in the options bar, and then choose from the several available types of symmetry, and vertical and horizontal, and dual axis and diagonal, and wavy, and circle, and spiral, and parallel lines, and radial, and mandala. And paint strokes are reflected, by the way, live across the line of symmetry, allowing for easier sketching of faces and cars and animals and more. And you can also set any path as a symmetry path, and you should right click the path in the paths panel and then select Make Symmetry Path to modify a symmetry path. Select it and then choose this icon, then choose Transform Symmetry. And how to paint with Radial. How to paint with Radial and Mandala symmetry. We have steps. Step number 1. You should select the paintbrush, mixer brush, or pencil or eraser tool. And note and be careful. Paint symmetry doesn't support light brush, by the way, types like airbrush or freestyle and tips and irritable. Step number 2. In this option bar, you should click the butterfly icon and choose Radial or Mandala symmetry from the menu. Step number 3. In the Radial symmetry or Mandala symmetry dialog, specify the desired segment count and then click OK. And for Radial symmetry, you can specify any segment count from 2 minimum and through 12 maximum. And for Mandala symmetry, you can also specify any segment count from 3 minimum and through 10 maximum. Step number 4. Photoshop, by the way, now displays the default symmetry path over your document and transforms the path as necessary, and then press the Enter key if you use Windows or Return key if you use macOS to commit the transformation. And after that, to modify the symmetry path later, select it and then choose this butterfly icon, then Transform Symmetry. Step number 5. You should paint on your document using the symmetry guide as reference. And Radial, what about Radial symmetry? Radial symmetry is meaning as you paint with Radial symmetry. Photoshop, by the way, repeats a single brush stroke around a center point or radial axis. For example, setting the segment count for Radial symmetry to 6 results in a single brush stroke being repeated 6 times, by the way, around the center point. And what about Mandala symmetry? Mandala symmetry is meaning that when you paint with Mandala symmetry, Photoshop, by the way, first mirrors and then repeats a single brush stroke around the center point or radial axis. For example, setting the segment count for Mandala symmetry to 6 results in a single brush stroke being mirrored and then repeated 6 times around the center point. And what about assign keyboard shortcuts to the symmetry options? Assign keyboard shortcuts to the symmetry options. By the way, you can assign the keyboard shortcuts to the following options in the symmetry menu. You should toggle between symmetry off and last used symmetry, and after that toggle between hide symmetry and show symmetry. And by default, these options, by the way, are not pre-bound and to any keyboard shortcut. We have steps. Step number 1, do one of the following. You should choose edit, then you choose keyboard shortcuts. After that, choose window, then choose workspace, then choose keyboard shortcuts and menu and click the keyboard shortcuts tab. Step number 2, from the shortcuts for menu, you should choose tools, and in the tool panel, command column of the list, scroll to the bottom to find toggle symmetry off and last and toggle symmetry visibility. Step number 3. Select and assign the desired keyboard shortcut, then click OK.